Hey guys, how's it going? I'm IAmPattyJack. This is Red Orchestra Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. It might just be called Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. I don't know. All I know is that I played it, and that guy's limbs exploded. So, yeah. That's a thing that happens in this game. That's always good to see. That shows the horrors of war very well. Anyways, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is a sequel to Rising Storm, of course, and kind of like a spin-off of the Red Orchestra series. It is the same game, but it's not. It's a little odd. Odd in a good way. I like Rising Storm. I like Red Orchestra as a series. It's not really something that I've, like, played a hell of a lot. I kind of dip into it for maybe, like, 3 or 4 days at a time, and then don't touch it for months, because I find with these games, a lot of the time, you play them for a little bit, but then you get a little bit angry at them, because the nature of them is very different than, like, a lot of shooters, like Battlefield and stuff. Of course, this is a much more tactical game. When you're playing it, you want to be with a group. You want to be with people who kind of know what they're doing, or even if you're just with your friends, that way you can, like, you know, call out to each other where guys are and watch each other's backs and stuff. When you're playing alone, like I was doing here, it's not as enjoyable by any stretch, but there is a good deal of enjoyment for people who want a more tactical experience that you won't find in a game like Call of Duty, because this is a very slowed down game. Not quite to the level of Arma or anything like that, but that being said, it is still very slow, methodical. When you die, a lot of the time, most of the time, you're not even going to know who hit you, and that might infuriate you. If it does, you probably want to stay away from this game and not touch it with like a 300-foot stick. Myself, however, I do enjoy these style of games, and like I said, I can only play them for a little while, but I know people who are like die-hard into the series and play all of them, and I get the appeal. I mean, like I said, when you're with friends, it's a great time. And it is a nice little break and a different experience than just running around in other games, you know? I do like being able to call things out and, you know, accidentally team-killing my teammates and having to yell sorry and stuff, and occasionally getting a kill. Kills in this game feel extremely satisfying, like they do in every Red Orchestra game. If you get, like, a headshot, you get a really satisfying ping. Only takes a couple shots to kill people. That's always a plus, too, you know? Obviously adds to the more realistic experience. Now, a big thing in this game is definitely that when you're doing any sort of, like, firefights and stuff, you always have your guns, like, 90% of the time they're going to be on semi-auto because you're at medium to longer ranges. Even at closer ranges, semi-auto is usually better because obviously you get, like, way less recoil. Automatic fire in this game is kind of insane. Like, if you try using it for anything other than suppressing some enemies, which is a viable option in this game, it's going to be very difficult to hit anything, and I found that out very quickly. I kind of expected it, but if you know me as a gamer, I try to do the stupidest things possible. I love myself some LMGs. Those are great if you can set them up, but using, like, the M16 on auto, nah, it's not really something you want to be doing. And another thing about it, too, and I don't remember specifically if this was in the original Rising Storm, is when you're hip firing, this game doesn't, like, keep your gun in a set place, and you have no reticle, obviously. So when you're moving around, your gun is going to be, like, facing different positions and stuff, depending on where you're looking and things, so you get, like, little to zero accuracy when you're hip firing, which I really like, because it completely discourages people running around and hip-firing people with shotguns and stuff. Obviously, this is not the game for that, and it makes hip-firing literally useless. I think I've killed a grand total of 2 people using it before. I think the first person that I killed, I just got shot in the head right there. That happens a lot in this game. Like, you'll just be wandering around, you won't see anyone, then you'll die. You have to be willing to go through all that stuff with games like this. But yeah, back to hip firing. I killed one person who I was up behind one time, and even then it took me like 3 seconds to actually hit a shot on him when I was full auto hip firing. And the other guy, I just got extremely lucky, and I was freaking out and firing everywhere, and it happened to work. I wouldn't recommend doing that in real war. It's probably not going to work out very well for you. But yeah, like, I know this isn't, like, super exciting gameplay, but, you know, when I'm playing this game, I tried to get exciting gameplay, but I can't just run out there because I got shot in the head. That's how it works in this game. And earlier in this game, too, I had a problem with some team killing and stuff. I mean, I accidentally killed one person, maybe two people, but we had like a squad mate who was basically just griefing us and team killing people and everything. And I know he was doing it on purpose because we just spawned and we were running. Then he was behind us. He was like, "I'm gonna kill you because that's funny to me." It's not funny to anyone else. You're ruining other people's days. And I would rather be getting my day ruined by the other team, thank you very much, because then at least I know that me dying was due to me being terrible. Like right here when I didn't notice that there was a guy behind us who was trying to shoot at us, and I see him, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna shoot him, but nope. That didn't really work out so well for me. I am not good at these games. Like, I'm really not. The thing with a game like this, I know that I'm not good at it because I don't know some of the mechanics, or like this I wasn't paying any attention to what was going on in the game or anything because I was just playing it for kicks. And I could assume people will get very annoyed at people that do that. Again, if I was playing this game seriously, I would be with a squad and stuff. I actually had to turn off my VoIP because there were some very annoying people. I noticed that in this game and the original Rising Storm, there's a lot of, like, you'll get 16, 17-year-olds that play it, and then they'll make, like, racist comments and stuff, and it gets really old really fast. Like, they don't even try to make it, like, a joke. If you're on the Vietnamese side, and they say, like, Objective C is under attack, they'll do it in a Vietnamese accent, which I'm not even going to try to do because I'm terrible at it. But they'll just repeat it. They'll repeat exactly what they said and be like, huh, that's a joke. See, everyone, I just made a joke. It's like, no, you didn't make a joke. You repeated what the game just said, you know? Like, at least if you said they're taking objective rice balls or something, I mean, that's not funny, but that's at least an attempt to make a joke of some sort, if you get my drift, you know? People like that annoy me. People like that who don't really understand the concept of jokes and humor. And I don't mean that in like an elitist, like, oh, I'm a professional comedian, because I'm not. But it, like, I mean, that guy exploded, that was funny. I mean people that think they're funny, or other people call them funny because they memorize jokes. It's like they memorize knock-knock jokes or pre-made ones, like a horse walks into a bar and then it hurt its leg. I don't know. But, like, yeah, they're like, oh, here's a joke for you. Aren't I funny? It's like, no, you're not funny. The person that made up that joke is funny. You just memorized it. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off base on that one, but that annoys me. Anyways, back to Rising Storm 2. Again, if you haven't tried the beta, I recommend it. It's a good time. My voice died right there. Tends to happen once I get to like the 8-minute mark in these. I find my voice will go up and down and stuff. Yeah, the one thing about the beta and about these games in general is they're slow. You move slowly and stuff like that, and that's totally fine with me. I don't mind a more methodical pace. But there is a lot of getting caught on objects and kind of glitching out when you go into bushes or you're up against cover and stuff. Like, sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes they end up doing very weird things. It can get you killed every now and then. So if they need to fix anything, just the collision mechanics and the movement maybe, because it feels a little bit clunkier than it should. But as far as like how fast you move and stuff and how heavy you feel, I think that part's okay, because again, it discourages people to run around like maniacs. And in a game like this, you definitely don't want that to be a viable option. I think it just picked someone off right there. Yeah, that was satisfying. The best moments in this game come like every hour and a half or so, when you end up killing like 4 people in a row or something like that. Maybe other people do that every time they have a life, because, you know, I'm terrible at video games, but that's about all I can do. Anyways, you can get this game for free right now on Steam for the next day and a half or so. So I'd recommend checking it out and trying it out. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Them's my thoughts on Rising Storm 2. Also, people who think they're funny, but they're not funny. Like me. I am PattyJack. I'll see you next time. If you want to continue the conversation, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, or talk to me on Twitter, or on my Discord. I need more people over my Discord still. Seriously. I am PattyJack. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.
So I've been thinking about opening up my own meat shop. I would sell, well, you probably don't want to know what kind of meat, but it'll be like sold in those like little mystery candy bags you get at gas stations, but it'll be like mystery meat instead. It'll be meat cubes of unknown origins. Well, unknown to you. I know exactly who they came from.